Wrong room. All right, let me get some folks in here. Still let people in. Good turnout. Let's get everybody flowing in. Still more people showing up. This is awesome. All right. Welcome to the call. I will keep monitoring and letting folks in as we go, but right now we can start to dig right in. Again, my apologies. I was sitting in the wrong room for today. We've had multiple different events going on, and this one confused me a little bit. So glad to be here. I hope everybody is having a great day. You are in the right place if you're looking to build a better, higher converting lead magnet and to do it with ease. And essentially, if you're interested in saving a lot of time. So this workshop is called Lead Magnet to Moneymaker. And for those of you who may not understand some elements of the business, it could be new to you. I totally get it. We all had to start somewhere. I will say that the big piece here is that the first point of connection, typically with anybody coming into your world, is the lead magnet. What do you put out there that's going to attract them? Okay. And obviously, a great name for it. It's supposed to be magnetic, very attractive. And what it's attracting are leads. It's people who want to, come into your world. And essentially, you want them to, when you put it out there, to raise their hand and say, that looks good to me. I'm interested in what you're laying down. How do I get in? And so then they opt in and they get that free gift and they come into your world. So what we're going to do today is show you how to do this most effectively. And this is with some new AI agents that I've created. We're going to start off with LeOn. LeOn is his name as an acronym, a bit of, if you will, a little bit, from Leads on Demand. And LeOn is your lead magnet creator. I've trained LeOn with all of the stuff I've been teaching about lead magnets for a long time. I do see a question in the chat real quick. There is going to be a replay. So if you came in late or can't stay for the whole time, don't fret too much. There will be a replay available to you tomorrow. And LeOn is designed with all the training that I've put around lead magnets, but not just the lead magnet itself, because that in and of itself, that's something they're going to get after they've already opted in. But how do you get them to opt in? How do you craft a really hot title, a description that's going to be something that entices them further? What do you do about a graphic? You want to have it that look and appeal. People are very much visually stimulated buyers, and so you want to have a great graphic. And then you want to have the right opt-in page and the thank you page to then move people further into your world. And LeOn is trained in all of this. And so let's dig right into LeOn, and I'll show you all how LeOn works. And feel free to pop questions into the chat as we go if I can get to them. If I'm not in too much of a flow, I'll be checking those as well. But we're going to start out right here with LeOn. Now, if any of you have been using ChatGPT, a lot of the different GPTs will have multiple choices for what you can start as what they call a conversation breaker, if you will. With LeOn, there's one really simple one. You don't need to get complex or anything, so we've planted it right there for you. So you just click on that. Hi, LeOn. I want to create a lead magnet that helps my audience solve a specific problem. Can you guide me through the best format, title, and steps to make it irresistible? So LeOn's going to jump right in. And the first thing is to figure out, what do you want to create? And could be a variety of things, but some of the better ones you're going to find listed here: a checklist, a cheat sheet, a short guide, or a playbook. And so you get to pick, what am I going to create for this audience? Okay. And the step 2 is the audience. So we're going to start first with just what we're going to create. Let's keep it simple for this example. Let's say we want to create a checklist. So we just put in checklist and hit enter there. Okay. Let a couple more people in the room. Okay, perfect. A checklist is gold, fast to consume, easy to implement, and highly shareable. Next up, the audience. Who's it for? And you want to be as specific as possible. Okay, so instead of entrepreneurs, try new health coaches struggling to land their first clients. It really helps to be more specific. So just for the sake of this test, we're going to say, because this is a fun one I've been playing with a lot lately, is we're going to say divorced dads over 50 looking to date again. Okay, divorced dads over 50 looking to date again, and we're going to pop that right in. And obviously you're each going to have your own, who is your target audience and what is their specific pain point. So Leon's going to get back to us. We're building a checklist for divorced dads over 50 who are looking to date again. Great niche. What's the urgent pain they're feeling right now? So I'm just going to pop in one of my own, but you can certainly pick, if you like what Leon has put back to you, you could certainly pick one of those. But we're going to put getting into the modern dating world with all of the dating apps. Okay. So that's what we're going to put in as a main pain point. You figure out what is the pain point you want to approach in this particular instance. And by the way, you can create dozens of different lead magnets, each one dealing with a different pain point to try them out, see what lights you up. So here we go. Leon gets back. Boom, that's gold. We'll solve the WTF do I do with all these dating apps problem for divorced dads over 50. It's timely, relatable, and super actionable. Then it's asking, what's your method or framework for helping them get started? So remember, this is your world. You, in this case, I'm not a coach for divorced dads and dating, but imagine in your world, you would say, well, here's the method that I typically use, or here's the framework that I normally use. In this case, we're just going to make something up here because, again, I am not a coach in this realm, but we're going to say, let's just, and if you know nothing, if you want to try Leon out, you could even do it without putting in any of your own stuff. So I'm going to say, just let's make a 5-point checklist and leave it up to Leon to build this for me. So I want to show you how easy it is to do this, even if you don't really have a lot of detail on what you want to create or about that particular topic. It'll put ideas out there for you. Okay, so here we go. 5 points, just right for momentum without overwhelm. Here's a draft modern dating app jumpstart checklist. Pick 1 to 2 apps that fit you. Create a profile that reflects today's you. Set your deal breakers and green flags. Practice swipe discipline. Send the first message. So we're going to just go to town with this, and we're just going to let Leon create this almost entirely. Though I do recommend in your own world, you would add in, well, what are the steps that maybe you teach? But again, we're going to let Leon go to town with this. So I'm going to say, okay, let's flesh out these 5. Let's flesh these out and go to town. Heck yes, let's dial this in and make it irresistible. Here's the fleshed out version of your 5-point checklist, written for clarity, confidence, and fast wins. Modern dating app jumpstart checklist. You see it's given a little bit more about each of those 5 pieces. And then it just tells us a little bit about it and says, let's polish this into a finished asset. I'll create 5 irresistible title options, a 1-sentence hook and short description, strong CTA, and the PDA layout notes. So here we go. And we're just going to say, let's go. Here it comes. Title options. So now we've got some hot title options. And you can pick one of these or start your own or take one of these and embellish upon it. And so we're going to pick one of these. Let's see. Dating apps 101, a quick start for divorce. A quick start. I would put the word guide in there. 5 steps to confidently start dating over 50. The dating app jumpstart checklist. Let's do this. We're going to take this first one. And we're just going to add one little other word here to spiff it up. Okay, we're going to go the must know. So we want it to feel a little bit more like, hey, there, this is something you don't want to miss. So feel free to add an embellishing word or 2 to your title. And then we're just going to tell it, let's go with this title. So you want to pop your title in there. Perfect. That title hits all the right notes, clear, niche, specific, and action-oriented. Next up, want me to turn it into a professional Gamma slide deck. Just say the word and I'll do all these next steps. So we're just going to say, yes, build it for us. So now it's taken all this information, which very little has come from me other than just some little nudges, and it's going to put together a slide deck. Now you'll understand the value of the slide deck here in a moment. Okay. And so it's even in with this, it's going to ask us for some of our own detail. Okay. So notice as we get down to the bottom of this slide deck piece it's created here, it's going to ask us about you optional. You can add a short bio, photo, or credibility. We don't need to do that just here yet. So we'll do that in a little bit. But first, what we want to do is go here and we're going to copy this information that was just created. So I just copied that by clicking on that button. See more people coming in, let them in. Okay, so now it's copied this information, and now we're going to see what's next. Your Gamma Ready slide deck is complete. To turn it into a polished PDF, we're simply going to click on this link. We're going to pop open Gamma there. Okay, and I'm going to go back and forth just to show you that Leon is actually going to walk you through step by step. So we're not leaving you hanging there. Step 2, click Create New AI. So that's over in Gamma. We're going to create new AI right here in this button. Okay. Next step, select Paste in Text. So again, we're just going to follow the instructions, and then we're going to paste in the slides I created. So here, we're going to go back to Gamma. It says Paste in Text. Okay. And then we're going to paste in what we copied right there. Again, back to the instructions, it then says generate from outline, pick a theme, review and edit if needed. So we'll do these next 2 steps. So we scroll down. Presentation style is fine. We just leave that checked. And it says generate notes from outline. So we're going to click that and continue to prompt editor. Now the next step in Gamma is going to show us this. So we're going to leave it detailed. You can refine things here of who you're writing for. In this case, the information transferred over. We're writing for divorced dads age 50 plus re-entering dating. Okay, so it's actually already fleshed that out a little bit for us. And if we scroll down, we can see different themes here, different art style. We're going to stick with what is picked here with a photographic art style. And let's just pick a colored theme here. We're going to pick this one. And then once you've done that, now you could also go in here and edit any of this information if you feel like I want to give it a little more of my own taste. And even here, we could put in your own bio. Okay, so this little bit about you. So, and I'm just going to do that real fast. Just going to keep it simple. Michael Neely is a dating coach. Okay, but you would want to put in a little bit more of your bio there. Okay, and then you're going to click generate. And now Gamma is going to take all of that information and it's going to transform it into slides. And these slides are going to have a double value. One is if you did want to do a live workshop or anything, you've got your slides already ready to go. You can also rebuild on those slides and use it to, again and again, just create it for anything that you want. But the bottom line that we're going to do when it's done is we're going to export them as a PDF. And that will become your actual tangible deliverable lead magnet. Okay, so it's down to step 4, practicing swipe discipline. Now you don't have to watch it generate all of this. You could continue on in your, back over here with Leon. And so while that's happening, we'll do that. It says ready to build your opt-in page next, or do you want help with the booking link or a call to action setup? So this is a good piece here that you're going to want to do is we're going to say, yeah, we're going to want to add a call to action. And so let's see, add CTA, that's what your CTA stands for call to action. Add CTA to invite people to my dating webinar. So we're just going to tell it to add that. And let's pop back over to Gamma real fast to see how it's done here. And now it's all complete. And so obviously it's put a picture in there of just a generic of somebody. So you're going to want to replace that with your own picture. Okay, so that you are the person in there, and that's easy enough to do in Gamma. And we're going to look at all the rest of the slides. We're going to scroll up to the top, and you can see how it's really created this whole nice format of a slide deck. And with this slide deck now done, again, you can go back, you can edit it, you can change the photos, you can use your own stuff, you can do all sorts of tweaking with this. I'm just going to show you a couple of quick, easy ones. One of which is if you try a theme, you go, yeah, it's not really the feel I was looking for. You just click on theme up here. You go over into your section here and we can look at some standard themes. That one was a particular custom theme we've been just playing with. And let's say, oh, I like this one better. You simply click on it and it just changed everything in the theme. So now this is our new color coding. You can go in and you can change the artwork, the graphics. There's so much that you can change about it. And then once you're done, this is key. And also these will be in the instructions as well over with chat. You click on share and you export this to a PDF. So now the PDF is being created and exported, and you'll see in a moment how that's going to come into play. So we'll hop back over to LeOn. And this is an updated version because remember we said add the call to action. We should have probably done the call to action before, but as it is, it added it now to it. So now it's going to say, it's added a different slide in there. Say, next step, sign up for my free webinar, Dating Over 50, How to Attract the Right Women Without Playing Games. And then that's where you would put in the name of your webinar and the link for people to sign up to your webinar. But you see this, it's important sometimes to go, oh, yep, forgot that step. Let's put it in and then just recreate and go back to Gamma once more. Gamma, as long as you're doing 10 slides or less, is absolutely free. So it's really a cool little app that, you know, it's just something you can add on at no cost. And now the call to action is included. And you can drop in your webinar registration link is what you would want to put in here so that LeOn can add that wherever it's going to be used. So this is where people will register for it. And next you tell it, I want the opt-in page. Because remember what I said, no matter how good you create your lead magnet, now people are going to enter the opt-in page and you want to make sure that that is attractive and will keep people. LeOn's been trained at what makes for a great opt-in page. Okay. So headline, the must-know dating app jumpstart checklist for jumpstart checklist for dads 50 plus. Confidently re-enter the dating world in 5 simple steps. No confusion, no wasted time. A subhead, optional. Finally, a dating guide made for grown men, not college kids. It's kind of an interesting little take there. And you can add this right to your page. And then it suggests put a 3D mock-up of your checklist. You could create that with Canva or my eCover Maker. I like to develop the image in Canva and then the graphic itself, the mock-up in my eCover Maker. And then it tells you for the opt-in form, name optional, email required, big button, get the free checklist. No navigation. This is super important training on this. You want to make sure that people are not distracted with other links there. That's when it's saying no menu, no links. This should be a real squeeze page. And so LeOn's going to coach you in doing that. And that's all the information you want to be minimalist on this opt-in page. And then after that, you're going to want your congratulation or confirmation page. And so let's do the next page with a typo. Okay, so here's your congratulation page or the confirmation. So now they've opted in. What do you put on the next page? You're in, your checklist is on its way. And the confirmation message, check your inbox for the must-know dating app jumpstart checklist for dads 50 plus. It'll be there in a few minutes. Bonus call to action. While you wait, save your spot in my free dating webinar, Dating Over 50, and that's where you would put the link in there. You could also have optional, LeOn's going to coach you through this. If you have a social media thing, follow me on Facebook, example, for tips, success stories, and next steps, and have the button for Facebook. Okay, so beyond that, it's asking further. Do you want help with a webinar registration confirmation page? Because maybe you also need some help with that. LeOn will support you in all of this and or build your 3D mock-up for the checklist. But we're going to say this. We're going to say, let's go to the next step. All right, 3D mock-up. And so this is going to tell you a little bit about my eCover Maker, how to do it, how to set up your look, design your cover. Gives you more information to help build that properly. Now, you could get help drafting it, but my recommendation is this. if you've created a nice lead slide inside of Gamma, you can actually take that slide and have that become your cover for your graphic. And so consider that as an option. You might want to do a little bit of tweaking with it in Canva, but it's going to be synchronous with your lead magnet then and can work really well. And then when you're done, it says, do you want help drafting the Canva cover text and layout? Are you ready to build it and show me what you got? I'm just going to say, let's move on. So we don't really need to work beyond on the image anymore, beyond image. So let's move on beyond image. And the only reason I'm doing this other piece, Leon's kind of done, except that it's going to give you information on what do you want to do after this? How do you get it out there? Obviously, you can add it to giveaways. Many of you are members of our Infinite Leads community, which is a great place to get the exposure through the giveaways. But also, you want to add it to your social media bios, pin it to the top of your Facebook profile, drop it into relevant posts, reels, and comments, include it in your webinar sign up and confirmation emails. It gives you an idea of all the places now you're going to want to get that out there. Okay. So notice that we've done all of that from soup to nuts with this lead magnet in less than 20 minutes. And that was me also instructing as I went. So probably you could have done it in 10. And you can do this over and over and over again. Okay. JL Scott's asking in the chat, which Gamma is free? Ones I see require payment. The payment is required if you're going to do more than 10 slides. If you're doing less than 10 slides, you should be able to use their basic setup for absolutely free. But it's beyond that you're going to have to pay if you do more. And it's not expensive, by the way. I have a paid version just because sometimes I might want to go with more slides. So it's pretty good. You won't find, Bella, you're looking for the LeOn GPT. You will not find that. LeOn is available for you to purchase if you want, and we'll have some more information on that in a little bit to show you how you can get it. But LeOn, in and of himself, is still not enough because, and I'm going to stop camera here for a little bit, stop sharing. So LeOn is super helpful on the front end, that lead magnet, but that just gets someone in your world. Time and again, I see entrepreneurs kind of shoot themselves in the foot because they get this lead magnet ready, they put it out there and someone opts in and they're like, awesome, I got a new lead. But then they don't do anything with them. They don't have any email format and structure to keep communications open with this person. I've seen people who will have someone opt in for a lead and then they don't email them for a month. And if you do that, if you wait that long of a gap and that person gets an email a month later, I promise you, they've forgotten you. They don't remember signing up for your list, and they'll look at that and they'll probably opt out, and they might even complain saying, hey, I never signed up for this list. And that is it's shooting yourself in the foot. When someone comes into your world, you have to be prepared for your follow-on sequence. And that is where ARIA comes in. So ARIA stands for attract, retain, influence, and automate. And ARIA is like, we like to say that it's Leon's sister, but Leon is a lion, ARIA is a fairy. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing my ARIA shirt today. So it's one of our favorite tools now that we use all the time is ARIA. And we're going to show you how ARIA works next. So here is ARIA. Again, only one simple prompt. Hey, Aria, can you help me with my emails? And Aria is a specialist in writing all of your email copy. She says, exactly, that's what I'm here for. Let's start with your lead magnet. What freebie or offer did someone sign up that got them on your list? Once I know that, I'll help you write a high-performing welcome email, then guide you step by step through. So what's the name of your lead magnet and who's it for? Well, you could certainly type that in, but we're going to even do something really cool here. And in the future, Aria, as we keep developing Aria, she'll even ask, hey, why don't you just give me that lead magnet? So remember, we just downloaded the lead magnet we created. So we're going to upload it to Aria. I'm going to upload my lead magnet to you. Okay, and then we're just going to click our little plus here, and we're going to add photos and files. Okay, and then I will find where that download went. If I can find it here, it's taking me a little bit. Oh, I see. It's looking in the wrong place. Okay, I'm gonna have to find a faster way to get, I think I can drag that over there because trying to find it through my file finder is slowing me down and I don't want to delay us too much here. My apologies. I am in the process of migrating my computer over to a new system. Here we go. And it's taken me a while because it is in that process. So there is now this is the PDF that we just created. So very simply, I've uploaded it to ARIA, and now ARIA can go to town with just that little bit of information and just this fast. Subject line, you're not alone. Let's jumpstart your dating app success. Hey, first name, thanks for grabbing your copy of the must-know dating app jumpstart checklist for dads 50 plus. It's on its way to your inbox right now. Okay, so this actually, ARIA is still making a few little mistakes, but just so y'all know, we are in a constant iteration of ARIA. So this is actually not an accurate statement for ARIA to make because this is the inbox. And so that'll be retrained out of ARIA, but this is why I keep doing these iterations to see where other little mistakes happen. So this guide is made for men like you, dads over 50. Download your checklist here. Over the next few days, I'll be sending you a few short emails. This is critical here to get right into what's called the indoctrination sequence. When someone first joins your list, it is critical that you email them frequently for the first week, just for that first week. And everybody in all of the email marketing pros know this and practice this. It's called the indoctrination sequence. And the idea is to get them curious and interested in opening your email and building trust because you continue to deliver value. So and you prep them for that so that they're not surprised. You do it in the welcome email. So over the next few days, I'll be sending you a few short emails to help you create a standout profile, avoid the most common app mistakes, and build real confidence in your dating journey. So already letting the user know they're going to get more valuable information in these emails. Then it goes on. You won't be getting daily emails forever. This is just a quick burst to make sure you actually use the guide and get results. You've already done the hard part, getting back in the game. Now let's make sure you do it right. P.S. Want personalized help? You can book a free 20-minute dating reset call here. Now that is where you would tell ARIA, well, this is what I like to offer as my soft offer on the PS. It could be a call, could be your webinar, but something that is a soft offer that could be put in the PS. So ARIA goes on, let me know if you'd like this tweaked in tone or layout. Next, are you ready to build your 5 to 7 day indoctrination sequence? So we're going to go, let's build. So we're going to go right into the indoctrination sequence, assuming that we're fine with that welcome email. You can always readjust anything and do multiple passes with ARIA. Now, here's what ARIA is going to do next for your indoctrination. You can see here that she's created 5 emails that are going to go out on days 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Okay. And that's the recommendation. You could do all 5 days back to back if you chose to. Then she's covering what is going to go in each of those. Now, if you have a 5-step process that you already use, you might say, well, here's your next 5 steps. In one of my lead magnets that I offer is a simple 5-step process to launch a Rockin' podcast in just 14 days. But I cover those 5 steps in the lead magnet. But what I don't cover is I also teach 7 ways to monetize a podcast. And so I would put, hey, over the next week, I'm going to send you every day a new way to monetize your podcast. And so the idea is it gets your audience looking forward to opening these emails. So here in this case, first, Ari is going to give you the outline, and you could go through and go, you know what, I don't like that for day 4, day 3. You could put in your own stuff. and it'll guide you through one by one, or you can do all of them at once. So for sake of speed, and because this really isn't my area of expertise anyway, we're going to just go and do all 5. Okay, let's do all 5. And here they are. And so you can see now, I would look at these and go, okay, these are kind of short. Let's say that that's your thought on it. You want to give your audience, your users are used to hearing a little more from you. So I'm going to say, let's make these longer. And we're going to say, make them about twice as long. And then Aria will do another draft for you that's fleshing it out further. And of course, it's going to be very different when you're putting in your own material and your own stuff, your own expertise. This is with just using Aria, making it up on her own. Okay. And so here's the rest of the email series all copied into here, ready to copy and paste and or tweak, which I do recommend. Make sure it's in your own voice, which leads me to another key element that you can do here with Aria before we jump into the next sequence, because the next would be the nurture sequence. You can also train Aria with your voice. Or you could say, Aria, do this, write my email in the voice of someone else that you follow. Okay, so we're going to say, let's go to the nurture sequence. We're going to just combine a couple things because I want you all to see how easy it is to practice and work with Aria. So let's go to the nurture sequence and let's add the voice of Evan Pagan. I don't know if you all know, but Evan Pagan started out as a dating coach, is one of the early lead magnets that he was putting out into the world. I'm gonna make my fix my typing here. Okay, and we're gonna send that out. So just with little commands like this, Aria knows the overall strategy of the emails. This helps create the voice of the email. The other big value that you'll find in a moment, and we're going to see how this plays out here. Okay, excellent. We'll now map up your evergreen nurture sequence, and I'll lay in the influence of Evan Pagan's voice, meaning deep insight framed through simple language, relationship-centric, high perceived value, occasional references to psychology, personal development. And then it goes on to educate you a little bit. What is a nurture sequence? This is, think of this as your weekly conversation with your list, where you stay top of mind, deep in trust, and consistently deliver value. We're aiming for 52 emails, 1 per week, but don't worry, we'll start with the first 3 to 5 today. So let's align on a core strategy first. This is key here, because here's the other big difference. When you go, here, I'm going to stop screen share for a little bit and just chat with y'all. When you go to write an email, if you're anything like me, you sit down and you go, okay, I need to talk about this today. So I have my topic in mind and I go, okay, and I start writing that and I craft it out, try to make it interesting and entertaining and worthwhile, valuable for my audience. Then I send that email out. And then the next day I start over again. But what Aria does that's beautiful, that is very hard for any human being to do, is Aria is thinking in terms of a whole year, 52 weeks. Aria is thinking in terms of how do we slowly but surely move that customer deeper into our know, like, trust factor and into the buying decision that ultimately we want them to make. And so Aria is looking at this over the longer term, whereas we're often just like, this is what I got to talk about right now. This is spur of the moment. So you'll see one of the questions she's asking here is, what is our overall transformation that we want to help them achieve beyond just getting dates? So you see it right here. We, let's say, and we'll just pop something down there again, making stuff up. I want to help them find the love of their life. Okay, all kinds of typos. I'm a really bad typist in case y'all haven't figured that out yet. Okay, I want to help them find the love of their life. So we're going to pop that in as that is our goal that we're going to move them towards over all this time. Okay, beautiful. That gives your nurture sequence a clear and powerful purpose. Help divorced men 50 plus find the love of their life by becoming the version of themselves who naturally attracts her. See, Aria is already adding to make this even more juicy and powerful. Okay, let me, a couple more people coming in. We're going to let them into the room here. Okay, so now let's blend the dating tactics and deep personal development, just like Evan Pagan would. Remember, we added that. Let's do this in the voice of Evan Pagan. Your email won't just help them get dates. It'll help them to grow into relationship-ready men. All right. And so that's what we're working on right here. So we want to lock in 2 more pieces. What content balance feels right for your weekly emails? Choose any or all that apply.
We're not seeing your screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back. Thank you. Here we go. Great. So this was the feedback from Aria. And we're going to blend these tactics. So we're going to lock in. So what content balance feels right in the weekly? So we're going to choose all that matter. I think we want to definitely put in some personal growth. I guess these aren't real tick boxes, so we're going to have to write it down here. I think we want to do personal growth and how-to advice. Oops. Okay, and do we want a weekly theme name? And let's say yes to weekly theme name. Just for fun. I've never really done that before, but we're gonna just pop that back and see what Aria does for us. Perfect. We'll blend personal growth with how-to advice and build your weekly sequence around a simple, memorable theme. Friday focus for men ready for real love. Each Friday, your subscribers will get a grounded, insightful message that helps them grow in mindset and in skill as they move toward lasting partnership. Let's start with this first 3 Friday focus emails. And so notice it's giving us a longer term outline. It's thinking way beyond the immediate email. Okay, and so then here we have it, email 2, email 3. All this is going to be right in here, giving you all the information to pop out. And there's email number 4. And it just keeps going, email number 5. And remember, this is your nurture sequence. Okay, so this is what is going to be something that you put into your CRM to pop out week after week after week. Now, Aria is asking, depending on when you're ready, because it's also designed, we don't want to overwhelm you with too much up front. You can say, oh, no, let's wait for now. Or you can say, let's build the whole 52-week email nurture sequence now, or take a moment to review and refine it. Okay, so let's do, we're going to say real quickly, because we want to do it all. Let's do all 52. Now, it's going to take a little bit of time to do that, but you notice it's going to pop them all in here, making it easy to copy and edit. Do whatever you want to, and it's just going to populate your entire year of your email nurture sequence. Something that would have taken you dozens and dozens of hours, you're now going to be able to knock out in just a few minutes. And the more you train Aria in the process, the more helpful it will be to you because, and I'm going to show you another little trick on that in a moment. And by the way, if you want to get access to Aria and LeOn, these are going to be available for offer right now in just a little bit. We'll give you the link to get in there. We have a special deal. These normally are going to be available on a subscription basis. Okay, so people will be paying to use this, you know, pay a monthly fee or an annual fee to use them in an ongoing way. What we're doing today, though, because we're just test rolling these out, you're getting the founding member opportunity to get these for lifetime access for one low fee. You could either get LeOn separate, Aria separate, or the 2 in combination. And whatever route you go, it's cheaper if you get both together, but find what works best and easiest for you. All right, so we're seeing where did, she must be cranking still up top. I'm going to do a refresh here in a minute if we don't get back here. That's a good question, Wendy. You see it's in 4.0, and I'm glad you mentioned that because it's another piece that I wanted to show as part of the training. You can, if you want Aria to use 5, you can simply click on the drop down up here, change the model to 5 auto. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And there we go. See, it's changed over to 5 auto. And I don't know if it's still, sometimes, I don't know if any of you have ever experienced this with chat, but sometimes it will disappear and I feel like, oh, did you get lost somewhere? And I will just write in, you still there? And that gives it a prompt to pull it back into action. I'm right here. We've already built the first 9 nurture emails in your evergreen sequence. Do you want me to keep writing straight through? So it was still writing all of those, which is fine. Here was the piece that it said after. So yeah, emails 10 through 15. Yeah, so we're going to we want it to complete it. So we're going to say, let's do all 52. So we're going to tell it again, keep going. Obviously, if you were doing this, you would want to go in and check them maybe a few at a time so that you don't feel overwhelmed with all of them. But we're just going to let Aria keep going here. And now Aria is in the working out of 5 in the thinking mode. Okay. The cost was not shared just yet, but you know what? Probably as good a time as any for me to put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to grab Leon and Aria. It is right now a lifetime offer. So you will get whichever one you get or both at the bundled price, you will get lifetime access. And as soon as we're done with these webinar series and the training series and we finish with the rollout, it will be going to a subscription model where people will pay monthly or annually. And I also want to say this, part of why we're doing this as well is I would love your feedback. We've already got some people, this is a second in our series of workshops doing this. So we've already got some people out there using them and they're loving them. And so any testimonials and feedback would be great so that we can start to have something to show other people who are looking at it to go, oh, this is really working well. Lauren is asking, would you recommend using this in other areas? Absolutely. I recommend, especially what you're learning in here, you can use it to create lead magnet after lead magnet, but you can also use Leon to help you with any of your page building because it has some, very specific training around what's right to put on a page. So as an example, you don't want to put too much on your opt-in page because you have to think about it this way. How did people get to your opt-in page? There's only one way there. They clicked on a link to get there, right? And that link they clicked on, if you're doing your marketing right, should have said, hey, go grab my free gift here. Okay. Well, if they've clicked on the link, they're already super interested. There must have been something people don't just randomly click on links, right? So they must have been interested enough. So once they've landed there, don't put in a whole lot more details. Keep it very short and sweet. Here's my free gift. Grab it now. It's free. So this Leon's trained in all of this. What's best to go on a page? Let's see. It's asking, do you then copy and paste these into your email program, or are you able to link and send emails automated? You would copy and put them into your CRM. And be sure in that process that your CRM automation is set up as to when to drip those out, which is super important. It's not part of what we do here because ARIA is kind of CRM agnostic. So literally every CRM is a little bit different how they operate. So you'll want to paste it in and then set it up in your structure, your automation as it would need to be. Let's see. Is there a best tool you recommend? I'm pretty allergic to go high level. Yeah. You recommend for feeding this content into a funnel management too in CRM? Yeah. I love Entreport as a CRM. It's just my favorite CRM bar none. I have access to go high level. I don't use it for that. I also have Kartra. I don't use it for that necessarily. I mean, I use it for some just because it came with a company we bought. But for the most part, I love Entreport and very reasonable. Will this deal still be good on Tuesday of next week? Absolutely, Barbara. This deal will be good until September 5th. I'm not telling you all this to take away any urgency. The urgency is good, but we are going to be doing this exact workshop one more time. Each time it's a little bit different because of how things play out. But we will be doing this again, and the replay will be available, and you guys will be able to see that too. Web page, landing page, WordPress, and dedicated URL. I recommend for wherever your pages are built. So if you're using Entreport as an example, Entreport, you can house your whole website in Entreport too. We do it for some of our pages, but not for all of them. So you would want to, wherever you're building that page, be it inside your CRM, be it a WordPress site, be it a Wix site, whatever, that's where you're going to create on those pages. I do recommend that just your landing page, typically what's called a squeeze page, the opt-in, would work best probably inside your CRM, because that's a squeeze page. You don't want a menu. It doesn't need to be connected to any website. It's just that page where people go, they opt in, and now they're on your list. All right. So ARIA is done here. Let's see. We're now up to 15 Friday focus emails in your nurture seekers. Do you want me to keep rolling the same batch style? I want to say, just for the sake of time, we're going to, because I want to show you what else ARIA will do. We're going to say, no, let's get to the next thing. Because there is a next thing. And that is your indoctrination sequence. I'm sorry, your re-engagement sequence. We did the indoctrination. Okay. And now you're evergreen. So now we want to get into your re-engagement campaign. So I know some of you are new to the online marketing world, so I do want to cover this quickly. What is a re-engagement campaign? Inevitably, people are going to come into your world. Here, I'm going to stop screen share. I think you got enough out of that one for the moment. People come into your world and they opt in, they get that email, and they start for a while opening your emails. And maybe over time, they get occupied doing other stuff. And all of a sudden, they stop opening your emails, but they don't unsubscribe. So now you're still emailing people that aren't even looking, that aren't opening your emails. And if that happens, there's in many CRMs, you can program and say, hey, if someone doesn't open any of my emails for 90 days, we need to put them into a re-engagement sequence, or we need to get rid of them. Now, the re-engagement sequence is designed to do that. Your re-engagement will email them daily for a period, again, of 5 to 7 days, and each email will get progressively a little more assertive. And it's going to start out by just saying, well, instead of me telling you, why don't we just let ARIA show us? Okay, so ARIA will write your re-engagement sequence. And so we're just going to say, yes, let's do it. So your re-engagement sequence is about getting these people who have not been opening or looking at your emails, getting them to re-engage. That's the title, re-engagement sequence. And it's to get them to re-engage or get them off of your list, which is super important for your list hygiene. So email number 1, we miss you. That's your subject line. Imagine what that will capture with people going, oh, what's going on here? They miss me. So that's your first one. Still want help finding love at 50 plus? Good subject line. Hey, I noticed you haven't opened my emails in a while. That's okay. Life gets busy, but I wanted to check in because if you're still hoping to find love again, I don't want you to miss out on strategies, insights, blah, blah. So you give them that just quick, soft little check-in. If they don't answer that, by the way, this sequence, you need to build it in your CRM specifically with commands, which some CRMs do this better than others. Some can't do it at all. So again, Entreport does this extremely well. If they open that first email, boom, it takes them out of the sequence because now they've engaged, right? That was the whole purpose. They've re-engaged. Now they don't need to get email number 2. But if they did not open that email, now they're going to get number 2. A free gift to bring you back, a free guide to refresh your dating journey. Hey, if you've been away for a while, I've got something to welcome you back. Now, this is where you're going to want to create a second lead magnet that's unique for your re-engagement campaign that they don't have. So they'll click on it and go, okay, cool, thank you. And they get back in. Again, if they do it, boom, they get out of this sequence because they've re-engaged. But if they don't open email number 2, you go to number 3. Quick question, should I stop emailing you? Okay, if they don't open that one, email number 4. Unless I hear from you, this is goodbye. You guys have probably received these kinds of emails before, I'm sure. I know I do from time to time. Email number 5, goodbye unless you click here. Remove to my list unless you click today. So then it's a little more assertive. Hey, I promise I wouldn't keep emailing you if you didn't want me to. So unless you click here to stay on my list, and then you put a link there, this will be the final email you receive from me. Thank you for being part of my community. And if now isn't the right time, then I wish you success in your journey. But if you do still want to find love again, click now. I'd love to keep supporting you. So this is designed to re-engage them. And if they don't do that final piece, you have your CRM, unsubscribe them. You're wasting your marketing effort by keeping people on your list that aren't engaging. and the re-engagement campaign is built to do that. Okay. So this, as you can see, ARIA is going to help you with a tremendous ton of your email work. And it can go above and beyond even this. You could say, hey, I'm doing an event. Can you please help me craft my series of invitations? ARIA is phenomenal when it comes to email marketing. She's super highly trained by me and the training that I've taken from many other 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs. You get all of that in there. One is asking, how frequently do these go out? Your nurture campaign would go out every week, re-engagement every day for 5 straight days. Because if they're not opening day 1, if they don't open, go to day 2. If they don't open, go to day 3. If they're not opening, they're not going to open. And it could be the email's bad, which is also why you want to clean up your list. You know, it's all part of the list hygiene. So those are the 2 big chunks. And look at this. We are not even 1 hour into this. I know I promised in 2 hours I would show you how to save 20. Right there in less than 1 hour, I've showed you how to build and craft a great lead magnet and how to create your whole email sequence for an entire year. And we did all of that with the training as I was doing it in less than an hour. You could literally do all of this yourself in probably 30 to 40 minutes. And you're probably, by the way, you're going to want to do at least the welcome and indoctrination email sequence. You'll probably want to do that for each different lead magnet. All right. Because if you create a new lead magnet, well, it should have its own welcome email. It's going to need to about the title and the link and everything. And maybe it has its own indoctrination. Now, maybe not. And I'm going to cover just real quickly strategically why one, why the other, and then we'll go into Q&A. You want the indoctrination sequence to be related to the lead magnet. So if your lead magnets are related, then it's fine. So if I say, hey, grab my free report, how to launch a podcast, then 7 ways to monetize would work. And maybe my lead magnet is my podcast, Launch, Grow, Monetize mini course, then the same indoctrination sequence would work. But I also have a lead magnet on how to build lead magnets. And so that one, the indoctrination sequence should be different, because if someone signs up for my lead magnet and how to build lead magnets, and all of a sudden I'm saying, hey, here's 7 ways to monetize your podcast, that's a disconnect. So you're going to want to make sure that if you create a lead magnet that's vastly different from one of your others, you're going to want to create its own indoctrination sequence. Of course, everybody with me on this? So we're going to open up to Q&A. I can always jump back in, show some more stuff. We can do a second run through of LeOn and ARIA, whatever you guys want. I'm going to look through and see if there's some questions in here. How would I get LeOn and ARIA to use my voice? Do they use my custom chat GPT setting? When you open them, it will be in your chat GPT. But the challenge is with chat is that right now it saves some stuff in a bigger memory, but it may not be able to tap into previous conversations you've had. So I would say test it when you've put it in there. And as a matter of fact, I'll even do just another little bit of screen share on this for you to see. Okay, so over here, y'all are seeing my screen. So if I were to open out my chat here, I'm going to just show you also what happens. Every time I open one of these and create something, it's going to end up over here. So this was a lead magnet creation guide. And so you can keep going back to the same one if you wanted to. So this was from a previous test done with it. Okay, or actually this might have been the one that we just did. Here's one from before. So they're all going to appear over in your chats, and you should be able to go back to one time and again if you want and start over. So here's one that I had created. And so we're going to say, let's start over. This was LeOn. And I'm going to say, let's start over and do it again. And now this time, LeOn will have more information about me. Okay, because of the one that we just did. But it's starting us back from that process of lead magnet creation, but it has saved prior information in there. So hopefully that answers your question about that, Bruce. A good question. Similar with ARIA, you can go back into the same chat if you've already put some information in there and ask ARIA to remember that about you. That will work really well. Tim, yes, you got your hand up.
Yeah, great presentation. I was on your presentation before. I used Leon and Aria to set up the challenge I'm doing with Trisha,
Nice.
but I needed to contact Trisha directly to because I lost my link to her giveaway. So, is there a way I can get in contact with her, get that set up? Because I have everything in place. I've actually had some people respond already. They love
Nice.
that Leon Aria combination.
Nice. Yeah, I will have, you're talking about Krista, right? My fiance?
Krista, yeah,
Yeah,
Krista.
yeah. I will have her reach out to you, Tim, and get
All
you that
right,
in.
thanks.
You bet. You bet. Bruce, your hand is up there.
Yeah, just to kind of elaborate a little bit, this is what on getting them to use my voice. This is the way on your example that you did. This is having it use the voice of Eben Pagan. I was just kind
Uh-huh.
of curious, is there a trick to get it to use my voice in that, or can I upload a
Absolutely.
description of? Okay.
Absolutely. I highly recommend that. And often, if you have any type of an online presence and if you've been around for a while, like I could just say, do it in the voice of Michael Neely because it's seen enough of my stuff out in the web space to have my voice. So any of you could type in and say, do it in the voice of Michael Neely, and it'll kind of follow my style and the way that I do stuff. As a matter of fact, if I were to tell it to write my emails like that, it's going to start signing them Big Love Michael because that's how I always sign my emails and it knows that. Okay. So you can definitely put it to do your own voice as well. But I like to every now and then play with the voice of someone that I go, yeah, I want this as an example. Dan Kennedy. How many of you are familiar with Dan Kennedy? Okay, I see a couple of hands going up. Dan Kennedy is a great copywriter, email marketing kind of guy. He's old school, been around a long time, writing long form sales letters and such, and he's very good at it. And so often I'll say, do it in the style of Dan Kennedy, and it'll be very much about that closing kind of an energy. So depending on what email you're writing, what energy do you want to bring to it? You know, if you want to make it, the reason I chose Evan Pagan in this instance was because I know he used to be a dating coach. And so that's why I thought it might be fun to pop that in there. But yeah, pick any kind of voice and your own even. All right. Bella, see your hand is up. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet.
Uh, so I can see how these GPTs are customized for these specific tasks in email nurturing and
Mm-hmm.
lead magnet. And I'm still wondering, and I think Susan had the same question.
Why can't you just do it yourself with Chat GPT?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I use, yeah, what do
Yeah.
you think?
The difference is that Aria and Leon are trained with all of my years of experience as a professional in this space, as a seven-figure entrepreneur. There are things that I know that your chat's not going to pull from and use. And so that's how these are trained. So you're getting them like it's almost like having me in your back pocket. I was doing a thing the other day, leading a workshop and talking about like the strategy of email marketing and making what makes for a high converting lead magnet. And people were just saying, man, I wish I had you in my back pocket. I'm saying, well, with Aria and Leon, now you do. And so that's the big difference is that you're just not going to get the same quality, the same strategy when you do it on your own.
Okay. Right. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you bet. All right, Tim, is your hand up for another question or is that just a remnant? Here we go. Lorna.
So this is a follow-up
Yeah.
to the last question. We buy a lifetime access. Does that mean, and stuff changes in this world like daily? Are you upgrading it, and what exactly would that mean if you
Yes.
started upgrading?
Yeah. So you will always have access the same place you go to. So once you purchase this, you're going to be sent a page, and on that page, it'll have your button. If you get both, there'll be a button for Leon, a button for ARIA. You click on that, it'll fire it up for you. Okay. And then in the background, whenever I'm making changes and I'm constantly evolving these, that's the other piece too, a little bit, Bella, what I was referring to is that I keep updating them with fixes and changes, making them better. And anytime there's new information in the industry, I will update those as well. So that's the other benefit of lifetime access, is that all of those are included. Every time it gets fixed, that fix is immediate and rolls out to you guys as well. That answer your question, Lorna? All right, Wanda now.
Yeah, I'm probably the only person who doesn't reuse Canva, at least not regularly, and I have no idea what I'm doing in Canva. So when you talk about when you talked about liaising with Canva and getting whatever we need from Canva or doing whatever we need, so I have to learn how to use Canva too?
No, I only use Canva if you wanted to do something graphically. So
Right.
I'm going to just show you guys a little something else here. So let's do this. This little sidebar training piece. We're going to get back over into Gamma. Okay, so this is Gamma where it just created our slides, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the PDF is done. Now, I could also export these, which as a matter of fact, we might as well just do it while we're at it. I can export all of these slides as PNGs.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Export it as a PNG. And then what I'm going to have with that PNG once it's done is every one of these are going to be pages. I'm sorry, each one is an individual picture. All right. So now I'm going to, and you guys might not be able to see this part, but I'm going to unzip that file because it's created as a zip because each one is an individual graphic. Okay, so I just opened that up. And now I have all of my slides there. But here's the part I'm going to say for you guys. Don't go to Canva. You don't have to. One of my favorite places is my eCover Maker, and that also is in the training there. You'll see it, myecovermaker.com. And now with the image that I've taken, I'm going to go ahead and sign into my account. It's free. myecovermaker.com is free to sign up and sometimes free completely. Okay, let's get logged in. It's where you can get beautiful 3D mock-ups. So you'll see a lot of the variety of the different ones that I've used it for in here. Okay, but right now we're going to go to check out for some mock-ups. And notice as I scroll down here, they have free mock-ups right here. Okay, and so these are free ones. Now I could obviously pick a paid one if one of these doesn't match what I'm doing, but we're going to just go for this notebook for right now. So let's say this fits for the lead magnet we just created because we're talking about online dating, right? So putting it on a laptop, yeah, that's probably a fitting spot to do it. And so now I'm going to upload my image. I want to insert an image here. Okay, and so to do that, I'm going to upload my image first. So I click on upload. And I'm just going to drag that image over. That was the cover of our thing created by Gamma. Now, obviously, I would want to change the picture first, or maybe not. I mean, it's a generic. I don't know that that guy looks over 50, so maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I would have it change a picture. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe. So this is now my image. So now watch what we do. I'm going to stretch it because you see that white area. This is the size of an image that we're covering, that zone. So now it's in the full bit there. And now all I need to do is we're done there. Click, accepted that. And now over here, I'm going to finalize. This is how quick and easy it is over here. I'm going to render my mockup. And I'm going to download. You see how it put it in the laptop there? And now I download it. And now I have my graphic. I don't need Canva at all. I just now created my graphic that I'm going to put anywhere that I'm showing the description and title of my lead magnet. That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. But what if I wanted to do something with the graphic, the actual person, the actual, picture of the person? Then do I have to go to Canva?
No, you could change it inside Gamma if you wanted to. Okay, so literally back over here in Gamma, you could change the picture here. And by the way, Gamma's really pretty freaking cool too. Like I could go in here and go edit with AI, and I could say, make the man older. If I want to stick with the images that they're going to use, okay. If I don't, I could put in my own images, and then I would just change the image right there in Gamma before I even export it.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So you don't have to go do any of the other graphic stuff. Now look what it's doing here. It's updating. It might even update all of my imagery to make the guys older. See what we got. There we go. You see how I've got an older guy there now. All right. So that's how easy it is to make these adjustments. It just changed it across the board for all of them.
And if you wanted to change your picture that was at the end,
Yep.
then do you just basically upload a new picture? Is that what I don't know.
Yeah. So I would go right here. I would click on this. Usually I think it's the 3 dots. That would be select to drag. I'm not an expert in Gamma. My fiance is much better in it than I am. But here you could go in and you can just change the picture. You could upload, use your own.
Okay.
You know, it's just, and it takes a little bit, you know, there'll be a slight learning curve you might have around it, but once you've got Gamma down, it's really cool and not too
Yeah.
hard at all to use.
I've actually heard about Gamma through just another group, and I'm pretty excited to try it actually.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm loving it, and it's great for your slideshows, no matter what you're doing there. Let's see what other questions we got. Bella's hands up again.
Yes, sorry. So these are, if I buy these, I still have to kind of get used to them. If I have questions, is there like, how do I get help, basically?
Yeah. Couple of things. So, couple that come to mind right away. Number one, we're going to, once these are all fleshed out more, and part of why I'm doing these workshops live is ultimately through your questions, I'm going to create a kind of like a training video that everybody will get. And so you'll have constant access to go through that, a step-by-step guide, if you will. We're also going to be creating a cheat sheet for you that's also a written kind of a PDF step-by-step guide. So those will always be available to you. And once we get our usership up and then we switch and we have it available on a subscriber basis, then we're going to be doing a monthly kind of an Ask Me Anything call where anybody could jump in and go, hey, I'm struggling with this a little bit. What can you do to help me with that? So there'll be that. And here's the best part. Ask your GPT. I've trained them to actually be so supportive that you could just tell it, I'm a little bit lost. Can you help me? And it'll take you back from the beginning again and handhold you every step of the way. It's so well trained in that. It's part of and by the way, for those of you who don't maybe not doing as much work with AI or GPTs, in creating these, you create it and then you test it. And when you see, oh, you didn't do that right, you have to retrain it. And so it was through iteration and iteration and iteration. I've spent probably, I don't know, about 100 hours on each of these to really get them well trained and I still see stuff come up from time to time and I'm like, oh, got to fix that. And then I just add another note to the GPT so that it won't make that mistake again. And so, but you can ask for help. It's also designed to support you. All right.
Great, thank you.
You bet. Susan.
Hi, Michael. Thank you. I
Hi.
can't wait to learn more about this.
You bet.
I'm sorry I didn't get here on time, so I know I'm a little behind. But I'm wondering, where do our ARIA chats get stored? Do we store them under projects like I currently do, or does it have a different structure?
It'll store right there in your GPTs and your chats over on the side inside GPT. Store it right there. What I recommend you do is name it. Here, let me go back so I can show you guys.
Right. Name it, and also can we set up, I like to organize it, and so could I set up a projects and call it ARIA or even something clearer than that?
Absolutely.
So that they're
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
under one folder, like a folder, right?
Yeah.
That would be great.
So, and this is also the value, by the way. So once you've created one, just as you and you see over here in mine, you're going to see there's several lead magnet creation guides. So every time I just run another test, it creates another one. So I'm constantly going in and deleting these. But if you're going to keep it, I would say go here and rename it to what the lead magnet was you created. So I could click and rename. and say divorced men
Mhm.
over 50. Okay, so that was the time I created that lead magnet. And maybe this one's a different one. And if you want to get rid of them, you go in and you delete them, because each time you fire it up, it's going to start a new one. Or you just go into your old one that you'll see sitting over here. All right. That
And
makes sense.
I think, yeah, it makes sense, certainly, to rename them and all. And thank you. And we could put them, I hope, under projects. So they're all together.
Yeah.
Would you mind explaining real quick for the latecomer, me,
Mhm.
the difference between Leon and Aria? How do they differ?
Yeah. Yeah, they're like the 1-2 punch. So Leon creates your lead magnet for you. That's his whole design is about
Okay.
how to craft a high converting lead magnet and all the elements that go with that. Then once that's done, you can literally take that lead magnet, hand it off to ARIA. ARIA will draft the welcome email, the indoctrination sequence, your nurture sequence, and your re-engagement campaign. So copywriting, ARIA is all about the email and moving the customer through the customer journey to become ultimately a client.
Mhm.
All right.
Does it do anything for social media posts, or is that just up to us to take it after we have all
Totally
that
could.
content?
Yeah, totally could. You could just say, hey, can you make these posts, make this fit for Facebook, make this fit
Right.
for Instagram? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're
Good.
super, super powerful with the underlying training that makes them even better at what they do. All right, Teresa,
Thank you.
you bet.
Hi, Michael. Um, is ARIA trained on health as well as business topics, or would that just go in through Chat GTP and
They're,
all the intro?
they're pulling on universal information, okay, because they are AI still, okay, so they have all the information. So literally, I could have picked any other kind of topic, and if we have time, we might even throw another one in just to see that I know nothing about, and it will know a lot about. But
Awesome.
ideally, you want it to be in your range, your topic, your area, because and then you train it a little bit. Because here's the thing that I often find, I'm sure like many of you, is I will know more than chat does about certain things, or chat may pull information and say, well, this is what makes it. I'm like, no, that's not accurate, or at least that's one school of thought, but it's not the right school of thought. Here's what you should be saying. So that's built in, but you're going to want to build in your own as it comes to your specialty.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Okay, Tim, before I jump to you, there's one in the chat that I want to cover. What are the limits of ARIA? Can it do a webinar script and webinar sequence? Absolutely. Whatever you want to do, you plug in, you can just give it the title of that thing, and probably it's a good idea to tell it what is the promise of that event, that webinar, and then it will craft your series for you. You can tell it how many you want to do. You can tell it invitation emails, welcome and reminder emails, whatever you want, ARIA will create it. You mentioned also 1 week, one email a week really is not enough. I think most marketers would agree. I would agree with that. And the thing is, though, if you're not regularly doing what's called a broadcast email, then you want to be sure that you at least have the nurture sequence going so that you don't fall off. Now, what I mean by that, what's the difference between broadcast and nurture? A nurture email should be evergreen. So let's say Tim signs up and joins my list today. He's going to get the welcome. And then for the next week, he'll get indoctrination. And then he'll get email 1 in my nurture sequence. And then a week later, email 2. Well, if Tanya joins my email list a month from now, she's going to be getting email 1 and email 2, but on different days. I want to make sure everybody captures this. This is super important to wrap your head around. Tim may be getting email 1 in January, and Jefferson may be getting email 1 in November. They have to be evergreen. Okay. That means it doesn't matter what day, what year, even that they get it, the content is still the same. You don't want to put an email out that says, hey, how did you catch the World Series yesterday? That won't work in a nurture sequence because people will get them at different times. All right. Nurture sequence needs to be evergreen. Super important. The other type of email is called a broadcast. Now, if you've well, obviously all of you are on my list because you're here and you've been getting my invites. I tend to not do a nurture sequence because I do so much as far as broadcasts go. And if you're doing a nurture sequence and that's your one email a week, it's probably not a bad idea to then also do one day that you do a broadcast email. A broadcast is one and done. Okay, so I might send out an email like you guys got today saying, hey, sign up, come join my workshop. Well, I'm not going to send that one again. I mean, unless I have another workshop of the same name, it might go out, but it's going to be a little bit different. So yes, you do want to have more than one email a week if you can, keep up with your group. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we covered that part. Love Canva. Thanks for the info. All right, Tim, what's your question?
Just real quick, um, you jumped through a lot of different things. So you said you were going to put together more of a PDF. I would like to see one that lists the resources like Gamma and
Yes.
Canva and
IE cover
some of the
maker.
other ones so that
Yeah.
that I know, okay, I go this step, I build it, and then I move it to Gamma, then I move it to this, and then I move it to that. So I know you're in the process of doing that, but I just would like to have a list of the resources because you jumped at so many web pages. It's like I can't keep up with where you're going.
Yeah. Well, here's a cool part too. And yes, we are creating that, but here's the thing. You can ask Leon, you can ask Aria, they'll direct you to them because they're trained on these sites that we use and recommendations. They're not randomly saying use Gamma. That's because we taught it. Have people build it in Gamma. And then we also taught it, walk them through Gamma step by step because they probably don't know how to use it. So all of this is built into the training. And same with my e-cover maker. They know that because we've trained them. That's a really good spot to get a free mock-up. And by the way, on my e-cover maker, if you want to use one of their paid ones, they're $4.95. And that's it. You just buy it as a one-off. If you wanted to do a bunch of them, let's say you're creating a whole bunch of lead magnets, you could sign up for my e-cover maker for the month for $14.95 and get unlimited mock-ups. And so that's what I would do. And then after that month, you can cancel if you want to. But that's some little workarounds to get some really good quality mock-ups. All right. Yes, there will be a replay of the session. We've been asked that in the chat as well. What other? I don't see any other hands up. Would you guys like to see another just kind of a flash through of the demo again? We'll do a speed through. Does that sound good? We still got a lot of people hanging here, so why don't we do that? Let's get back over to Leon and do this again. Okay. So here we are with Leon, and we're also going to do this with Leon as well. We're going to change Leon to be working in 5, ChatGPT 5. Okay, and we're going to start over from scratch. So we're going to say, let's start over. Okay, got it. Let's hit refresh. Hey, I'm Leon. See, it's totally starting over. Here to help you craft an irresistible, instantly downloadable, problem-solving lead magnet. We'll build it in 5 quick steps. Want to know the type, the audience, the problem, the solution, the asset. So what kind of lead magnet do you want to create this time? Let's do a guidebook. Okay. Leon's going to think a little bit longer. That is one of the things. If you do switch your device to work in 5, it has more of a thinking mode, which I love about it because it will process a little more deeply. So now we're going from Leon, perfect choice. A short guidebook is like a friendly mentor in PDF form, skimmable, actionable, and instantly builds authority. Let's move to your audience. Who is your ideal reader? So let's say high school kids studying for college entrance exams. Okay, again, just making stuff up. Great niche. A guidebook for high school students prepping for college entrance exams is a strong lead magnet, super time, the clear problem, and huge demand. What's the urgent pain? Let's just pick, you know what? Here's the thing. We're going to pick 2 of these. So we're going to copy that and we're going to put them both down here. Now, obviously, if you know, as you well should, the pain points that your clients deal with, well, that's where you just plug it in. But we're just doing this as in a topic I don't really know anything about. So here's the feedback. Perfect. Those are two highly relatable, urgent pains. That gives us a strong foundation. Step 4, the solution. Let's map out your framework for this guidebook. We want 3 to 5 simple, actionable steps to give students quick wins. Again, this is part of the training about it. You want people to get a quick win. For example, it could look like build a smart study schedule, use focused study techniques, practice under time condition, develop a pre-test routine. Let's do these two. Okay, so we're going to say, let's shape it around these two. Okay. And now, and by the way, you could tell it, I want 7 steps. I want 6 steps. I want whatever you want. You can let it know and it will do it that way. All right. So the Calm and Confident Test Taker's Guidebook, 5 steps to mastering your mind and routine before college entrance exams. Craft your night before ritual, morning power up, mental reset practice, time confidence trick, anchor your calm. This gives them instantly usable toolkit to ease anxiety and manage time with confidence. Do you want me to create the the titles, the guide? Yes, we do. Let's do it all. Okay, so we just pop it in, telling it yes. Let's keep going. Now it's going to draft our titles. So here we go. Calm and Confident Test Taker's Guidebook. 5 steps to crush exam stress and stay focused. Test Take Confidence, a quick guide for students. Best test, beat test anxiety, your pre-exam survival plan. I kind of like that one. Ooh, from panic to power, exam confidence in 5 steps. That's kind of cool too. Okay, so then we have our description. Feeling anxious about college exams, you're not alone. For many high school students, it's a real challenge, blah, blah, blah. The short actionable guide gives you 5 simple steps to calm your nerves. Bang, no fluff, no overwhelm, just practical steps. Then the call to action. Okay, then we're going to dig into the next. So I'm going to tell it, we like this title. Put the title in. And then I'm going to say our call to action will be a discovery call. So maybe after this first piece, you want to invite them on a discovery call. So we want to just plug that in now while we can to Leon. Perfect. That title, From Panic to Power, Exam Confidence in 5 Steps, is punchy, relatable, and promise-driven, and swapping the CTA to a discovery call makes it a natural bridge to your coaching mentoring program. Here's the updated final package. Okay, there's the title, there's our description, there's our call to action, and then it asks us next. Cover page, page 1. Want me to now turn this into a Gamma slide deck so you're ready to go? Yes. Now, matching what it did earlier, it's going to take that information. We're not going to do any editing to it, but I do recommend you take a little bit of time to edit yours and make it really, make it really good. This is your first connection with your new people. You want them to be blown away by your expertise, by your giving. This is where you start to build your know, like, and trust. Okay, so again, it's got it all here. It's got our instructions. I'm going to first copy this because I know we're going to need that. Copy those instructions, okay, that it's just created. Again, walking through each step. Here it gives us the Gamma app. We're going to click on that. It's going to open Gamma. Leon is not connected to Gamma. Leon knows to send people to Gamma. Tracy, your question in the chat. I see that there. Okay, we know in the instructions, it says, hey, do this next. Okay, so it's still loading, but we're going to go ahead and click on that. And we know that this is the next command it tells us to do, paste in the text. And don't worry about the setup. It automatically defaults to presentation. And even though we're creating a PDF, it's easiest to create it as a presentation. Okay, so it's got all of our slides there. Now the instructions say generate notes from outline and continue to prompt editor. Now over here, we could also repolish any of the stuff that we want to in here. And by the way, you see it says insert booking link here. Well, we're going to go ahead because we know our link. So we're going to say go to https://michaelneely.com/Leon. Just going to put that one in there for fun. Okay. And then here's where we put in our bio. And your name, obviously you want that in there too. So we're going to go Michael Neely is a high school dropout, but knows how to get people into college. Okay, we're just playing, having fun here. And now we're going to generate this. It's defaulting to the theme that we had in there. I tend to like to look at the theme afterwards when I can see it fix things in with some immediacy. But here we go. Gamma is creating it once again, step by step throughout. And while it's doing that, as always, we can go back over to Leon and say, okay, let's get the opt-in page ready. Because we know Gamma's doing his thing. Opt-in page.
Excuse me for interrupting, Michael, but
Yes.
before it goes so far past this point, I really wanted to ask, so when you get all these results with these
Mhm.
slides, where do we take them? Do we put them into a PowerPoint, or how do we use them for an actual, say, Zoom event?
Yep. I'm going to show you that right now as
Oh,
soon as
perfect.
it's
Thank you.
done.
Sorry
Yep.
to interrupt.
No worries. So it's still creating those. Okay, so we're gonna, while it's doing that, oh, it's in the last one. About your guide. Michael Neely, a high school dropout who knows how to get people into college. Michael has spent the last, see, it's making up my bio if it doesn't know it. Michael spent the last 15 years helping students overcome test anxiety and achieve their academic potential, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, you want to put in your legitimate, don't let it rewrite your bio for you, but you do want to put in your legitimate bio there, probably have your photo there. You would change that out. Now that it's done in this slide deck, you can do whatever you want with the slide deck. You can actually use it as slides. You can present from there, like literally you see the present button. But what we're using it for here in this case is you want to export it as a PDF. Notice you have the option. You could export it directly to PowerPoint, do your own slideshow, Google Slides, PNGs, whatever you want to do. We're turning it into a PDF. Okay, so we take that and export it as a PDF. And then very simply, that's done. It's now over. It's been uploaded. And now we can take that PDF, put it where this is the deliverable now. Okay. So how people get it is up to you. But ideally, I'm going to stop share because I tend to like to talk with my hands. Now you have this lead magnet that is a deliverable. It's a PDF. How do you get it to people? Okay. Again, strategically, Leon is going to say, put it on a delivery page. Send the link to that delivery page in the email. So everybody who just opted in for this free gift, they're going to be sent an email. And that email is going to say, hey, congratulations on grabbing your free gift. Go here and get it now. These are the emails that ARIA writes for you, by the way. So when they click to that page to go get it, that's where there will be a download button. And this is not a training course on how to build CRMs or how to build websites or any of that. This is stuff you guys will either have to figure out on your own or, I do know how to do all these things and people hire me for this type of coaching, but it's not under this relevance here because every platform is different. And everybody's wherever they're doing it is different and methodologies. But you're going to want to have that stored. So when someone hits that download button, it delivers that PDF right to them. All right. Does that make sense and answer your question, Susan?
Had to hit the mic. Yes. Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, good. You're welcome. All right. So that's basically, we just done another whole lead magnet here. And now we'll pop back over to Leon and see that Leon has helped for our opt-in page. Here's what you're going to want to put in the opt-in page. Beat anxiety, master your routine, and perform at your best on test day. And your headline up top, from panic to power, exam confidence in 5 steps. You can have a subhead, a short student-friendly guide to staying calm, focused, and in control during college entrance exams. Then it tells you, create a 3D mock-up of your guidebook create it in Canva and my eCover Maker. Canva is, we just put that there because a lot of people know how to use Canva and you could do a graphic there, but you don't have to. You could create it right in eCover Maker. You could use the graphic from here if you want to. And in this case, because we're doing a guidebook, my recommendation would be you go over to here and you go, well, this looks more like a guidebook. Let's use that mock-up. And then you put your graphic. Now the graphic sizing will be different depending on the mock-up you're doing. So you can see this one needs more of a tall mock-up. So let's say if we wanted to back on the other one, we're not going to do the dating one per se. Whoops, I did the wrong thing. Images here. I'll just go to pull an image. We're going to pull this image again, even though it's not the right fit for this page. See how it wouldn't work for this. I mean, I suppose we could really stretch it, but ideally, probably what you would want to do is just adjust the artwork so that's going to work for the graphic that you're using. So I'm going to actually pull it where there's pretty much no image in it. We're just going to have the words, but just because I want to show you how these things work. Okay, and now let's say we drag that so that that part's covering. And now if I clicked finalize, I'll just show you how it's created a different mock-up for us. And then we will render that mock-up. And there it is. Now, it doesn't look real good right here. I would probably want to do a little retweaking before I do this. Notice this is saying buy now, but this is one of their free designs, so I don't think there would be any charge for it. You know, let me click on it and see what it says buy now. No, actually, maybe I didn't pull a free one because it is asking for the $4.95. So we're not going to do the buy now on that one. So we're just going to close that out. But you get an idea of like how you do your graphic over there. And again, that is all directed right here by chat. And then it gives you your opt-in form, tells you just, hey, ask for the name if you want to. That's optional. There's people I know in the marketing world who only ask for email. And send me the free guide on the button. You could have a little note behind it if you want to. We respect your inbox, unsubscribe anytime. And then this is a note for you. No navigation, just the form and image. Keep focus tight. You don't want people to have to scroll down. You don't want there to be links where they could go anybody else. And then when you're done with that, it'll draft the congratulations page. So we're going to say, let's do that. Okay. And it's going to start giving us some notes on how we want to set that up. There we go. You're in. Your guide is on your way. Check your inbox for the name of the gift. It'll arrive in a few minutes. Bonus call to action. Hey, while you wait, why not take the next step? Book your free exam confidence discovery call today. In just 20 minutes, we'll create a custom plan to reduce stress, boost focus. Obviously, you have to write this stuff to be specific and unique to you. But this is going to give you all of the guidelines and the pointers to make it so easier. It's like having me in your back pocket. Someone would say, okay, now this is the thing, write in what yours is. And then it'll even help with a little bit of the promo post email snippet. You could drive up traffic to your opt-in page. All right. So any questions on that? It looks like we have a hand up. Ayat, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right.
Yeah, that's good. So
Okay.
I'm trying to understand. So you made it from the slides, it went to a PDF, but if there's no navigation, they have to scroll? I mean, it was several slides, so there had to be some way to get from one slide to the next. Or was it, I didn't understand. Did it just make it really small, or, you know?
Really good question. Good question. And I'm glad you're asking this. This is part of why I'm running these, because this is something I will want to put in the training. So now I'm going to share the screen. What I've done is I have opened that PDF, just as though it was sent to me. Like if I had opted in for that PDF, whoops, wrong button. Here we go. Okay, if I had opted in for that PDF, come on, share screen. Here we go. And boom, this is what I would receive. Okay, this is the PDF. So now I get this PDF and I open it. This is what I'm going to see. So everybody seeing it? This is my Adobe Acrobat open. So slide 1, from panic to power exam. Okay, 5 simple steps. Confidence in 5 steps. Slide 2, why this exam exists. Okay, boom, slide 3. Step 1, craft your night before ritual. So this is the gift. It's my instructions. And again, we want to keep it short and sweet, giving them an easy win. And this is exactly how they're going to be able to review it. They're going to look through it slide by slide. And you can make this look however you want. Like you could put these into a slide and adjust them yourselves. You could make bullet points and checklists and whatever else you want to do. That's up to you. We just wanted to show you a super easy way to craft it into a usable lead magnet with minimal effort. Want personalized support? Here we go. Book your call now. By the way, let's just test this. Remember the link that I put there was for Leon. Now, anyone who gets this gift, if they click on that, it's going to open up. Oh, it opened it in a different browser window, but that's the page if someone wanted to go and buy Leon. And so in this case, it would be you wanted to open the page of where they're going to go to sign up for the discovery call. Make sense? And then, of course, we have our last slide, which is our about slide, and which you want to have in there. That's your author. My recommendation, too, is have your website on these slides. You know, have links to your website, links to different stuff. But this is the product, all done and dusted. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Well, we still got people coming in late in the game, but that's okay. Any other questions popping up for anybody? Right now, the special deal is you could get either one standalone for $197 and you get lifetime access. You can get both, save another $100 and get both for $297. One-time payment, lifetime access. You will get the instruction manuals that we're creating, the how-to guides. You will get access when we do the monthly call and open that up. You will get access to that as well. You're just our early founding members because we want to have a user base to give us some feedback to build it better before we go out with the subscription base. So we'd love to have you guys join us. I'm open right now for any questions at all about it. As a matter of fact, I'll even peek over in case anything's coming in the chat. I don't see any more questions popping up. I'll also keep in here in the main page of it as well. But as we grow it too, it's just going to continue to get better, and it's going to get better based on your feedback. So like Tim gave us the feedback a little earlier of, hey, it'd be handy to have, you know, links to the different software that gets used. So we'll put that as a little cheat sheet for you guys. We'll also have other, like a guide on using Gamma. And Krista, because she's way better at Gamma than I am, she's going to be creating a Gamma guide, how to build your own template. Because then once you have your own template, which is branded to your business, then you just use that one. And this will give your lead magnets more of a cohesive theme. So all of them will kind of have that similar feel. Lorna, fire away.
I think this is brilliant. And I know from having built my own magnets and emails that it would save a huge amount of time. I'm wondering, and I don't know if this is an inappropriate question and can be asked in a different context, how this integrates with Infinite List, other than Infinite List obviously being a place where you can take your email, your lead magnet.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So the way it works is this. If you think about, and this, by the way, we're going to get a little meta here. Okay. This is a lesson within a lesson of the lesson kind of a thing. So when you put out your lead magnet, the idea of your lead magnet is this: it solves a problem, but sets up another problem. And the other problem, the solution to the problem it sets up, should move people deeper into your world and potentially lead to your paid product. So the way I say this is kind of meta is when you get Leon helps you with a lead magnet, right? So your lead magnet's done. Now you got a problem though. Well, you need to write all the emails that need to go with that. So solution, ARIA. ARIA helps you get your whole email sequence written out. But guess what? You still got another problem. Now you got Leon and your funnel is ready to go. You need eyeballs on it. You need to get people. Well, that's where Infinite Leads comes in as a solution, because now through our giveaways, you can get the exposure to hundreds of thousands of people who now, if they're a right fit for it, they'll raise their hand and say, cool, I want that lead magnet. So that's where it fits in. And the reason I'm building it as well, and I'm going to put the link to that in the chat for y'all. If you haven't heard of Infinite List and want to learn more about it, there's the link to that in the chat. But the thing is that many of our members inside who have joined Infinite Leads need to make a new lead magnet, and they're still kind of struggling. And so, yes, we do the training and the teaching on it, but this way, boom, they want to maybe get Leon and have Leon right there in their back pocket so they can make more lead magnets. And then ARIA so they can make their emails much easier. So it helps them to then get more exposure, because now they go, oh, as an example, let's again position a real world example. Let's say you get invited to be in a giveaway. And that giveaway that you're looking at is, let's say it's AI related as an example. So I have an AI giveaway coming up, and you do some work, and maybe your stuff is about relationships, but you use AI in a certain degree around it. I'm just making stuff up, by the way. But in that case, you may say, oh, well, I want to create a relationship lead magnet that has an AI element to it. And so maybe you create a new lead magnet just to go with that giveaway because it will attract more attention. So that's where it would really come in handy to flesh out and help you design and get more leads, because that's the bottom line. You want to just get a continuous flow of more and more leads. All right.
So my head was thinking as I was watching this and seeing how quickly you were creating this. It's not like I'm looking at days and days of work. I'm looking at 20 minutes or whatever,
Right.
but I could go down the list of giveaways and think, how do I give something that would fit with that giveaway, as opposed to I have a lead magnet, which giveaway should I pick to put it
Right.
in?
Right. Now, here's the caveat to that, which I think that's brilliant. The challenge is this: you don't want to attract people who aren't your ideal audience. So
Right.
if you're going down a list of giveaways and you go, oh, here's one in health and wellness. Well, I'm not interested in growing those people into my world because I'm selling business stuff, right? So I don't want to craft a lead magnet for that giveaway. So it's still, you got to be selective. But you're right. Otherwise, if it's close, or even like if, let's say this one's all about being seen, which is good for entrepreneurs, and you want entrepreneurs in your list, well, cool. You create a lead magnet for increasing visibility. You'll still get them into your world for whatever else you offer.
Right.
Yeah,
Great.
totally. Great idea.
Thanks.
You bet. All right. Other questions popping up for anybody?
Oh, I do have another question. Quick.
Fire away.
Is that landing page for Leon and ARIA standalone? It's not connected to Infinite List. It's not going to be on my Infinite List page.
No, it will not be on your Infinite Leads page anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you purchase Leon and ARIA, I'm going to just give you guys, because I know some people have already bought here and more are jumping in. So I want to just kind of give you a heads up of what to expect. You're going to get an email confirmation that is going to have a link to access whichever one you bought. And if you bought Leon, you'll have a page just to access Leon. If you bought ARIA, just a page for ARIA. If you bought both, you'll still be taken to one page, but it'll have both of their buttons right there on it. So just know that then you would go to those buttons, fire it up, bookmark that page, save that email, because that's always going to be your access, at least from there. But once it's in your GPT, you're in your chat, it'll be right there in your sidebar for you. And then you can even pin it to stay there. I got.
All right, so I'm checking my understanding here.
Mhm.
So what Aria and Leon do is create the text and the graphics for you, and then you have to put them into your whatever CRM or whatever you've got, right? Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Because it'll create an opt-in page, but it won't work until you put it in somewhere like MailerLite or whatever, because that's a freebie I'm thinking of. Right?
Yes, well, yes and no. And I'm just going to be super particular on this so that we don't
Yeah.
have any confusion. It won't create the opt-in page. It'll create the text that will go on an opt-in page. And you determine what that page is. So, and it's a great question, so much so that I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you all real fast. I'll just put it into my CRM. Okay, so that you see how we might do this. And so let me just, and I know some people had asked about CRMs earlier, so this is going to be Entreport in action. So I'm going to take you all into Entreport pages. So you can build all kinds of pages in Entreport. Our site, Infinite Leads that you saw, that page is in Entreport. And so in here, we're going to go, okay, we want to do a particular page, and it's a very specific type of page. We're going to call it a lead capture page. So, because that's what it is, it's an opt-in page. So we're going to look at some of the templates they have in here. These look pretty intense templates for an opt-in lead capture. I just want something really simple. These are a little more, here we go. Here's a nice simple one. Okay. So we're going to select this one and bam. Okay, and so now this is the opt-in form, and then over here is where we would put the text and the image and all the stuff suggested by Leon. We would paste, blend, all of that gets put over in here. Okay, and so that's how this is a particular way that pages get built in Entreport. It's going to be different for every person's CRM, whatever, or website, whatever you use to build that page in. All right.
Now, if you wanted to like use the mock-up kind of thing, you would just basically you just have to download that somewhere and put the mock-up on that page, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So as a matter of fact, I mean, hey, as long as you guys keep hanging, I'll keep teaching. Let's go back into Entreport here, and we're going to do this. So we're going to change this image. Remember, we downloaded the image of our one for dads. I think we downloaded that. And so we're going to upload an image here, upload, and we're going to drag it over. Yeah, that's the PNG. Come on. Okay, so it's uploading the graphic that we did for the divorced dads over 50. We're going to insert that. Okay, and now there's our graphic image. And so now if this was the page I was going to do this, I would probably want to put some headline text next to this. Okay, and then this is where I would put the title of it. Okay, or this, yeah. Divorced and ready. This is our headline, to date again. I don't know what the headline was over there, but this is where you would copy and paste it back and forth. But save me time of having to go and find it all again because we went through that. Oh my goodness, my typing is terrible. ORC. Divorced and ready to date again. Okay, so maybe this is the text that we put there. Okay, but all this can be built here, and then the way they do the page design is different from place to place. So we're just going to pull that over more to give this a little bit bigger. And actually, you know what, I'm going to change just because I know how pages work here within this. I'm going to move this over to this frame. It gives our picture a little bit bigger. So you would just adjust, build out that page the way you want it to be, but everything is going to be right there above the fold. I would get rid of last name. We don't need that. So I'm going to delete that. We just want first name and email. This is where we would change the text to say what was suggested by Leon or create your own. But this is how you move it all into your CRM. And that's where you would put the graphic so it kind of ties it all together.
And why don't you want last name?
The main reason is you don't need it. Do you need their last name?
I would just think to distinguish between people if I want to send individual emails.
Yeah, their email will be different, is the way to
Okay.
distinguish. And
Okay.
and the reason you don't ask for the last name, I mean,
Yes.
you can, okay, but here's the thing. In the world of email marketing, there are spots along every step of the way. Think of it like links in a chain. And I know you've all heard the expression, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Well, we need to fine tune every one of those links along the way to maximize conversions and not minimize. And asking for the last name will reduce your conversions because some people are going to go, no, I ain't giving you my last name. You're asking
Yeah,
too
like
much.
the phone,
Same with the phone. Yeah.
did
Yeah.
you
And
ever use it as an option? Like they can
you
do
could
it
put
or-
it optional. You can put it optional, but studies have shown that even putting stuff optional causes more people to not opt in. So, and that's also why I also said, and even when Leon tells you, it says first name optional, because there are plenty of, I mean, if you really want to capture the maximum, you wouldn't even ask for the first name.
Okay.
And the people who do that, maybe you're on one of their lists, but instead of them saying, hey, first name, because that's why we ask for the name anyway, is we want to customize our emails as they go out, say, hey,
Yeah.
first name. But people who don't grab the first name, they're going to say stuff like, hey, fellow entrepreneur, hey, goddess, hey, sister, hey, brother. They're going to use a generic term that encapsulates who their audience is, and if they use a name at all. So that's why a lot of them don't even ask for that. But keep it minimal, first name, email, and you'll be fine. All right. Other questions popping into mind while y'all are seeing more of this in action and getting some ideas here? Lorna.
Follow up to the last comment. Is Leon explaining this? Because I know about the last name, but a lot of people may not know why they're not putting it in.
Leon does not go into training, but just tells you they're in Leon. Now, you can ignore Leon. Anybody can, and I'm sure some people will. But in the design of Leon, and we'll just go back in here and let's see where that part is of the opt-in page. Are we there already? Yeah. So right here is where it says it. Opt-in form section. Enter your email below to grab. Name optional. Email required. Big button send. And then down here, it's no navigation, just the form and image. Keep focus tight. So he'll give little pointers like that, but it is truly up to you to either follow Leon's lead or not as you put the stuff over. All right. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Oh, and I was just showing you guys, but I realized I wasn't sharing the screen again. So let me go back over to share the screen real fast. So this is the part after it created the opt-in page. It just tells you right here, the name is optional, email is required. Notice it's not saying to ask for anything else at all. And put in the big button, send me the free guide. If you want, you can do a trust note below in tiny text, which is basically we respect your inbox, unsubscribe anytime. And then this is just a pointer, no navigation, just the form and image, keep focus tight. I'm going to show you all my opt-in page so you see what an optimal opt-in page should look like. And if any of you are interested in podcasting, just go to michaelneely.com/gift and grab my free gift on podcasting. Now notice this is part of the training that Leon has learned is minimalist approach. Notice there is no scrolling. Everything is above the fold. You do not want to have people scroll on your opt-in page. Number two sentences, maybe a third. Seriously, you're not podcasting yet? Sentence number one, get my free guide to launch your podcast with ease and speed. Sentence number two, that's it. Remember, they showed up here because they clicked a link somewhere, which means they're already interested. And so keep it minimal. And then as I do here, first name, email address, and get immediate access. And notice for continuity, here is the image, the mock-up of the free gift, because they potentially saw it elsewhere, at least the title. You want them to know, yeah, I landed on the right page. All right.
Just a quickie, I've learned that lots of young people just use their phones. So you have to like plan things for phone as well as us old folks on computers.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the phone, the scrolling is less of an issue because people are so used to scrolling on their phones. You won't probably be able to have it all above the fold on a phone. So scrolling is fine, but definitely make sure that it looks good on a phone as well.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you bet. If I had seen this 9 months ago, this training would have saved me almost 2,000. Yes, thanks, Lorna. Yeah, that's, do you mind if I use that on our page as a testimonial from you? That'd be great. Please send me your preferred headshot, or wait, we've already got your headshot, I believe, in our system, and your title, because I'll put that on one of our pages and it'll have you there with your title and your quote. All right.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions, concerns, challenges, stuff before we wrap up? We're coming almost to the end of our 2 hours. We went a little longer than the last time. We did this on Monday. It only ran about 90 minutes, but you guys had great questions today. We dug a little deeper. We're doing it again on September 5th. If you want to come back, feel free to register again. Otherwise, and even if you buy Leon and Aria, come back and play again. Several people who showed up today already own them, but they wanted to come back again. So we're happy to invite you back another time. And if we do these more, of course, you're always welcome to come back in as we get it more dialed in. Ultimately, we're going to create for you an easy step-by-step guide video, all the tools you need to make it super simple. All right, Lorna.
Yeah, I was thinking that this would be great for somebody, and I'm not sure she'd be able to make. She's got a very busy schedule. Can I send her this video?
Absolutely. You will all have a link to the replay tomorrow, and you can send the video directly to them. Absolutely. And by the way, when we do the video replay, I mean, we're not keeping secret about this right now. It goes out to our YouTube channel. And so all the replays will be there. You could watch a replay of all of the workshops and see if you pick up different pointers from each one. But it's also good to maybe go back through if you're getting stumped on like, well, what was this step that I did? You can go back and check it out again too. Yes, Dora. Looking for that. There you go. You found it.
I'm not. That's why I was late this afternoon, because I had a problem with my internet on the big. I'm just on the iPad. So my question is, the deadline for your founder's price is the 5th of September?
We'll probably let it go to the 6th so that people who miss on the 5th can see the replay on the 6th, and then we'll probably at that point switch it over to a subscription model.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. My pleasure. All right. Any final questions? We're at the top of the hour. We're going to wrap it up. You guys have been great. A lot of great questions. Thank you for showing up. I value your time as much as I value my own. And so I got to say, for you to sit here through this, I know we went long, but you guys had amazing questions. I appreciate you sticking out through this, and would love to have you guys play more in our world here. We got another question from Susan. Entreport suggests we get a referral link from a current. Yeah, absolutely. Susan, as a matter of fact, let me put that into the chat. And I'm glad you asked that question, because here's another little key important piece. If you join Entreport through my link, I actually will give you a private one-on-one training for an hour to help you get onboarded, show you how to get this stuff set up and rolling. So I will put my link in the chat, and anyone who joins you that, you let me know. Entreport obviously tracks it as well. And the price will be the same. Maybe you'll get a better discount, like they were saying. But when you do, I'll be notified, and then I will give you that 1 hour onboarding training one-on-one as well. And I love Entreport. It's I think it's one of the most amazing, user-friendly, super important software platforms as a CRM out there. All right. You are welcome, JL. Appreciate you being here. All of you guys. Susan, great questions. Lorna, awesome stuff. All of you. I love it. Bella, you guys have been great. We'll be doing this again September 5th. If you want to come back, keep an eye out for my emails. And until next time, you all have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ciao, everybody.